Hello, Devoters. I am back. I took a week off, but I am back. Okay? I am back. I'm back. So look, I got called out by a special friend of mine, and she didn't let me go that second week that I thought I was gonna go. Just being able to call some things out and call a spade, honey. So I am back, and I am going to be obedient. I'm very nervous about this episode because it's gonna strike up some things for me, and it's gonna make just as go a little bit different than what I thought it was gonna go. So hopefully you guys are ready for the journey. Let's get to it. So when I think about the off-brand mentality, I think about Walmart, because Walmart has their brand, but they have their brand off of the original form of what it was constructed to be. And so I think about that because Great Value, I know it's some things to me that are better in Great Value brand than the original brand, and that is not worth as much when I've tasted the Great Value, because I could get it at a better price versus the original brand. So that's what comes to mind when I'm thinking of Great Value being a brand, but only being able to produce their brand based off of the originators, glory to God, the originators' production. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. I didn't even have that in my notes, but the Lord just dropped that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Lord just dropped that little nugget. So how did we get to the off-brand mentality? Well, about 3 weeks ago, I buried my grandfather down in Jackson, Mississippi, that good old Eddie Berry. And we had to be very unique in this COVID season with how we did the services and stuff. And one of the unique things that my mom planned, which I think was absolutely amazing because of the man that my grandfather was, we had a repast in the park. And it was under a gazebo, and it was in front of a lake. And my grandfather, he loved to fish. He loved being outdoors. He loved to hunt. He would get up early in the morning. I remember being young. He was never there because he was either at church, hunting or fishing, or hanging out with his friends at the boat. And so the repast was there, and my grandmother's family, side of the family, she's also passed away, but they came in deep, baby. Like, they came in deep. And I have this one great aunt that is just absolutely amazing. Like, she is gonna bring something to everything, and if you try to tell her no, she's gonna bring something anyway. And so in her normal routine, she did something. She brought something, what she could or was allowed to bring, because my mama wasn't having it. And so she brought some ice and stuff like that. But the most interesting thing she did was she made a mixture of Clorox and water, like warm water. Or do you want to go to your cage? Go sit down. So Amore decided to join me. I guess she felt like I needed emotional support. Is that right? Don't leave me. So she brought a mixture of Clorox in warm water and put it in like one of those spray bottles. Excuse me for 1 second. I'm about to go put her up. Sorry about that. But where was I? Yes. So she brought a spray bottle of warm water and Clorox mixture, and she wrote what the ingredients were on the bottle. And so I go to spray my hand, and all I smell is Clorox. It was just so strong. It was just like, you fill this thing up with Clorox. Ain't no way you put water in here or anything. Like, you really fill this thing up with Clorox. And when I addressed her about it, because I thought it was my mama at first, because she's a clean freak. But when I addressed her about it, her response blew me away, and God would not let it, leave me alone. And she said that she's not accustomed to getting the real version of Clorox. So normally what she has to do is use a lot of the off-brand Clorox to get enough, to get enough of what she would deem for like the regular usage of Clorox. So that thing has sat with me since she said it. And so God began to deal with me on the dangers of the off-brand mentality. So I want to share with you what God shared with me. So the first thing I want to share is the difference between price versus value. And so normally when we're looking at the off-brand material versus the original form of it, is that, oh, I can't afford it. I know when I was growing up, we went from having the name brand foods and stuff in the house to not having the name brand foods in the house because of the price. And in most cases, the Great Value brand was much cheaper than the original form of the brand. And so I had a conversation with a few people, and we were talking about how we have a impoverished mentality connected to the price versus the value of something. We would think that the price is what we should go after, but in all actuality, it's the value of it. Now, earlier I said there are some things that are much better in the Great Value brand, to me personally, than the actual brand itself. It's like Great Value perfected what the originator couldn't. Like, it missed an ingredient somewhere. But in most cases, I love the original form because they originated. It was God ordained for them to create whatever they created, right? Especially if it's food. I'm real particular about my food, okay? But yeah, you have to understand the off-brand mentality will have you thinking just because something's cheaper is better. When in all actuality, you need to understand the value is what you're looking for. The price may adjust with the value of it, but at the end of the day, if it's not valuable, you shouldn't rock with it. It's just not there. So don't allow the off-brand mentality to trick you and make you think that a number is greater than the perfection of what has already been done. My God. That's it right there. Don't allow the off-brand mentality to trick you so much so that it says that you cannot afford the value of the original form, that you cannot afford or you're not worth the value of the original form, so much so that you have trained yourself into thinking that the price that you put a number on something because you haven't made room for the value of the actual thing, the original form of itself. So that's good. On to the next point. So the second point that was brought to my attention was that your off-brand mentality does not just affect you. It doesn't. Back to the story of my aunt. God bless her soul. She had all the right intentions of making sure that we were COVID-free, okay? Making sure that we was able to wash our hands outside properly. But in that, her misusage of the real thing was uncontrollable for people. So much so that when other family members saw the family members' reaction, they actually used the spray, they didn't use it. They started asking for sanitizer. They started asking people for different things, all because she was not accustomed to the real thing. And so with that being said, I was reminded through Pastor Todd a couple weeks ago of the story of Abraham and Sarah trying to get a baby. So you got Abraham and Sarah wanted to be pregnant, and God directly tells them, "Hey, you are going to have a child. Okay, at your old age, you're going to have a child. It's going to happen. I'm deeming it so. I'm letting you know up front, so go ahead and believe it, okay?" Sarah takes it upon herself to go and persuade Abraham to become intimate with Hagar. Sorry about that. To become intimate with Hagar. So Hagar gives birth to Ishmael. I hope I'm saying it right. To Ishmael. Around the time where Ishmael is like a teenager, Sarah gets pregnant with Isaac. Okay? So you have Ishmael and you have Isaac. At some point, Sarah was like, "Nah, I'm not feeling the whole Ishmael thing," even though it was her idea. Even though it was her idea to just be like, "Hey, I'm getting old. I don't know what the Lord was talking about. Let's go ahead and have this baby and we can raise him as our own." She forgot about that when her own son came to fruition, right? So she makes Abraham send Hagar and Ishmael away. So this is what happens. Out of that situation, people get hurt, right? So back to the point of your off-brand mentality doesn't just affect you, it affects other people. If Sarah would have stayed at her original form and said, "Okay, God, I am going to believe you for the originality of what you promised me," and didn't allow her emotions, didn't allow her age, a price. That's your price right there. Her age was her price versus the value of the belief system in Christ. My God, Ishmael couldn't have been hurt, and Hagar could have still had a job. Hagar could have still had a job, okay? Because Abraham and Sarah went broke. If you got servants, you ain't broke, okay? Hagar wouldn't have had to be a single parent. Hagar wouldn't have had to transition her life. But because my girl Sarah was in a rush for the price versus the value of the thing, because she didn't understand the uniqueness of the originality of how God created things to be, people got hurt. People were hurt, and a father was separated from his son. Relationships were broken. Hurt was formed. Dysfunction was formed. But Isaac was always the promise. Isaac was always the original idea that God had for Sarah and Abraham. But she saw that great value price. She saw that, hey, I see youth in Hagar, and she probably was cute. We as women recognize how she probably was cute. Like, we can have us a cute son. Just go do what you need to do with her so we can bring our son here. That didn't happen. So that second point. People are affected by your off-brand mentality. It don't just hurt you, it hurts the community, right? So my third point is that the off-brand mentality makes you comfortable with counterfeits and substitutions. So the difference between I keep saying great value, but it's the perfect one because Walmart is everywhere, like literally everywhere, and great value is in every Walmart. I mean, my God. Anywho, the main difference between the original product versus the great value brand are the ingredients. Normally, it's when it comes to food or what they can say they put in it or whatever. Because you can't take the same ingredients and label it something else. That's illegal. My understanding, if I'm incorrect, put in the comments something. Don't come for me, come for the Lord, okay? But you can't put the same ingredients Honey Bunches of Oats uses for their cereal. Great Value is not going to risk a lawsuit, so they're going to change something. They're going to change something on that box. No two ingredients can be the same. They're going to add something or they're going to take away something. In that, you have two different things. It alters the original thing. When you add something or you take it away, it alters the originality of what the creative did for that original product. So I have product original and I got product counterfeit, and the only reason why it becomes a counterfeit is because I added something or I subtracted something. So normally with us, we add anger versus forgiveness. When the original has forgiveness, we add let's see, we add fornication versus covenant. We add excuses versus obedience. So those are some of the things that we add and some of the things that we take away versus, because you can say I added unforgiveness and took away forgiveness. That's in the same boat. I took away grace and replaced it with shame. I added something or subtracted something that was never supposed to be there. But because of my consumption of the off-brand, I have consumed so much of it that I deem it the real thing. I deem it the better thing. I deem it filling. I deem it filling. I deem it as what I need. I deem it is not what you need. It has become a drug. It has become a substance, an inaccurate substance that you need when the stability and the substance that you need is in the original form. Woo! I'm getting revelation while I'm just sitting here, and it's gonna make sense to somebody. It's gonna make sense to somebody. My God, let's go to the next point. So the last thing I want to share with you that was shared with me tonight, and I needed to hear it because I wasn't going to share this message. I wasn't going to share the words that were given to me, because I don't deem myself as a minister or a teacher or something like that. I'm just keeping it real. That's all I can do, right? The fourth and final thing that I will share with you is that the off-brand mentality will allow you to misrepresent God's brand. Not knowing or understanding your original purpose, your original reason of being, the original love that God has for you, the original DNA He embedded in you. Not understanding that will cause you to misrepresent God in the kingdom. That's dangerous. That's dangerous for yourself. That's dangerous for the community. That allows the enemy to have access to you with your permission, not God's permission. My God. It allows the enemy to play in your mind when God has given you authority just to speak it. He's giving you authority just to speak those things and denounce those things that the enemy is telling you, and remind yourself of the original form that God created into you. And the original DNA that he placed in you. That's what He's done. That's what He's done. That's what He's done. And we have to be okay with learning the ingredients of God. We have to be okay with being patient enough to understanding that the original brand is still mixing. I'm still learning what the spices and ingredients are that God has embedded in me, so I won't misrepresent the kingdom. Because in different seasons, God provides you with a different ingredient that He's embedded in you. But you cannot make it to the next season when you have counterfeit ingredients it's like hitting a brick wall. It's like hitting a brick wall. He's like, no, that's not what I put in you. That's not what I put in you. I can't teach you the thing that makes you it. The thing that makes your purpose, the reason and the glory that I have for you, the vision that I have for you, because I already see the end result. I already see the end product. I can't show you that and you believe that you're great value. You believe that you are the second thought of me or yourself, that I thought about you after the product was created versus before. Like, I am not the original creator of you. And so it misrepresents what the perfection of God. My God. It misrepresents the perfection of God. And so what God wants us to do in this season is to disconnect ourselves from the inaccurate vision and values that we have for ourselves. The inaccuracies that the enemy has told you, the inaccuracies that you believed on yourself, the inaccuracies that your parents told you, your friends, your family, your enemies, anybody, they are inaccurate because they are not words from God. They are not the ingredients of God. My God, they are not of God. So you are misrepresenting yourself or the brand of God without understanding who you are in God. By accepting something that God did not deem you as. Because what's first is final with Him. What's first is final. He knew what He was doing when He created you. My friend Brianka preached on the sermon the other day. He said, God's been a father all his being. God has been a father, and just like He's been a father all His being, He's been a creator. There is no DNA that is the same. There is no DNA that is the same. And I've been looking at this at the wrong thing. Don't talk about me. But God deemed no man the same. My God. Even in reproduction, I have my own DNA. I might look like my mama, but I am not my mother. I might look like my father, but I am not my father. My sister may act like me, but we are not the same. My glory and my pathway and my purpose is not theirs. My God. My pathway and my purpose is not theirs, and it does not belong to them. You can advise me on what the ingredients that I have on my life, but I decree and declare on today, tonight, whenever you see this video, I decree and declare that you know who you are, that you start seeking out the ingredients of God, what He says about you. He says that He sees you as you are, as you will be, well, as you think you will be. No, He says He sees you as He's already deemed you as. He doesn't see you as your mistakes. He doesn't see you as your failures. He doesn't see you as your confusion. And He doggone sure doesn't see you as great value. He does not see you as the second brand of yourself. He does not see you as the belittlement of what you've chosen versus what he has deemed or has deemed the original form. Has deemed the original form. And I know I got a little excited, but that's some deliverance I'm going through. If we just be transparent. There's some deliverance I'm going through with my mind, and I'm actually mentally detoxing / fasting right now. And God is showing me some things that I have to release myself from, that I have identified myself as from childhood. He's releasing me from that. And my question is, God, who am I without that? And He keeps bringing me back to, I'm reminding you, or I'm showing you the original formation I had for you. When I created you, it was good. My God. When He created the beginning, He deemed it good. When He created Adam and Eve, He deemed it good. He did a good thing. And when He created you, He did a good thing. So when He tries to remind you or strip you away from the things that don't supposed to be attached to you, or get you out of the off-brand mentality, all He's saying is, I'm trying to get you back to the original form. I'm trying to get you to see the final product. I'm trying to get you there. I'm trying to advertise you the correct way. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to move you forward. But you want to be great value. You want to be great value. And I keep pushing you beyond that, beyond those thoughts. I keep making you uncomfortable in this season, my God. I keep making you uncomfortable in this season simply because I need you to see you. I need you to see you as the original form that I deemed you to be. Is nothing better. Nothing better than what God has already done. And he has done it with you. We might get it wrong. We might have experiences that makes like, oh, maybe I'm connected to that. Maybe I'm connected to that identity. Maybe that's it. Go back to God. He'll reveal it. He's definitely revealing in this season for me. So on that note, guys, let's get back to the original form of God. Let's get back to asking the Creator about where we are, about who we are in our original form. Let's not allow substitutions, inaccuracies, and counterfeits, that's the word, counterfeits, to allow us to believe the off-brand of our thinking is better than the on-brand. Because, baby, God was spot on with you. God was spot on with you. And if don't nobody tell you this today, I come into agreement with your original form. You were deemed good when God thought about you. Before he created you, he planned you out, and his thoughts became a living being. And my God, my dear, my brother, my sister, you are perfect in his sight. You are perfect in his sight. So I thank you guys for watching this. This might have been a little lengthy. I don't normally do lengthy. I try not to do lengthy posts unless I'm doing interviews. But this is very much so out of my comfort zone. So criticize me. Talk about me. But God is pleased today. God is pleased today. And God is pleased that you're choosing to deliver out of the off-brand mentality. Remember to love always yourself. I'm Jessica, and I'll see you guys next week.